You're welcome, great leaders. This moment, we will be discussing briefly about accountability. We understand that it's important that leaders create safety spaces for themselves and for the people with whom they work. And creating safety space is important, like we discussed in our last lesson. But this moment, I just want us to look into this issue of accountability. In fact, one of the challenges in leadership within our sphere is accountability. A lot of leaders do not want to be accountable. And why it's important is because accountability is not an option. It's an ingredient of the leading function. It's not an option. It's not something you say, well, if I want to, I will. If I don't want to, I will not. No, everyone is accountable. And everyone must be held accountable for one thing or the other. All right? So accountability, it's critical. It's important leaders learn to hold themselves accountable so others can also hold them accountable, and we should all be accountable to the organization that we serve. The ministry, the organization, the sphere that we serve, we should all be accountable to it. And this means that we will have to work within established protocols, established norms, and probably navigate our leading functions within the expected principles of the organization. And so this moment, we're talking about accountability. What is it all about? How can leaders lead through accountability? How can leaders walk themselves through accountability? What if you are told that you are not accountable? How would you respond? In what areas are you having accountability challenge in your leading function? How are you having accountability issues in your leading function? That's critical. And as a leader, you will need to be able to discover this. Find out these areas because it makes for your growth. As a matter of fact, the more accountable you are, the more you grow in becoming the leader you ought to be. The more you learn the principles of accountability and practice them within the sphere and the area where you serve, the more you become more like a leader, the extraordinary leader who leads after the mindset of God and God's interest, because you will discover that accountability is a major aspect that advances the growth of any organization. If you want an organization to go into extinction within time, just make accountability make accountability an option. All right? But if you want an organization to have no other reason, if you want an organization to have no other reason not to grow, then accountability is a key protocol. And so it's important. Most times if we don't plan to be accountable, we are actually planning to make sure the organization fails. So accountability is critical. In every organization that we serve, we would have to learn to see what is important within the organization and begin to work in that and begin to work to realize the goal. It's important. Accountability makes it imperative for a leader to set established goals, to set remarkable goals, and to set reachable goals. If the goals are not measurable, if they are not remarkable, if they are not reachable, then accountability will be a challenge. So leaders would always want to set goals. So we are accountable within the range and bounds of the goals we have been able to set collectively with our team. And so when we are not able to reach our goals, we should be accountable to it and take responsibility for it. As a leader, make accountability your watchword. It is not an option. Do not say, I owe nobody anything. As long as you are a leader, you are a servant to the organization and those with whom you serve. You would have to make accountability a working protocol. It's important. You see, it's not about whether we did something or not. It's about whether what we did is in line with our set goals. Were we able to set goals? Did we work within the bounds of the goal we set? Did we reach our goals? If we didn't reach our goals, why? So it's important that everyone on the deck focuses on this, because at the end of the day, it is about the future and the growth of the organization, which also turns to be about our growth. So accountability is important. So as a great leader, you should be able to see the need for accountability. You should be able to own the need for accountability. And you should as well be able to solve the need for accountability and do it yourself. And do it with your team and do it with everyone with whom you ought to. Accountability is critical. And I'm sure that in the coming discussions, we will talk on this more and you'll begin to see where challenges will come in and where there is no accountability, conflicts will set in. Thank you so much, and we'll stop there for now. God bless you.